Imagine falling toward a place where the laws of the universe stop making sense. You cross an invisible line, and suddenly, reality begins to break. Look at this glowing ring of light surrounding the absolute dark center. That black inner circle marks the event horizon. It's a boundary in space-time where gravity becomes so extreme that escape is impossible. Not even light can break free. If I were watching you fall toward that boundary from a safe distance, I would never actually see you cross it. To me, your movements would stretch and slow down. The light bouncing off you would turn redder and dimmer, until eventually you freeze in place and fade away entirely. But your experience of this would be completely different. You wouldn't hit a wall or feel a sudden jolt. From your perspective, you fall straight through that line and keep going. Both perspectives are mathematically correct, but they cannot both be true at the same time. That contradiction creates a literal crack in our understanding of physics. Once you slip past that boundary, the environment turns hostile. The gravity begins pulling your body apart. Falling feet first, the gravitational pull on your feet is exponentially stronger than your head, stretching you atom by atom, a process called spaghettification. But in a supermassive black hole, the immense curve means gravity equalizes. You cross the horizon feeling nothing. But whether you are stretched or not, you are heading toward the exact same destination at the core, a singularity. This is a microscopic point where density becomes infinite, and all of our known equations completely break. The math does offer a strange loophole. The singularity might not be a crushed point of matter, but a wormhole, a severe folding of spacetime that acts as a bridge to an entirely different universe. While Einstein's equations allow for those gateways, they require exotic, negative energy to stay open. Since we've never observed negative energy in nature, the physical descent is almost certainly a dead end. To find out what actually happens, scientists had to stop looking at the space inside and start looking at the timeline. To understand the true fate of everything trapped inside, let's fast forward the clock by millions or even billions of years into the deep future. For decades, scientists assumed black holes were eternal, but Stephen Hawking proved they have a lifespan. Through a process known as Hawking radiation, extreme gravity at the edge causes the hole to leak tiny particles, slowly losing mass. Eventually, it evaporates completely. But what happens to the unique atomic data of the objects that fell inside? One of the most rigid rules of quantum mechanics is that physical information can never be permanently destroyed. You can burn a book, but the atomic data of the paper and ink still exists in the smoke and ash. But if a black hole evaporates into nothing, it seems to take all that unique atomic data with it. This is the information paradox. The universe appears to be deleting data, which threatens to tear down the entire framework of quantum mechanics. Physicists could not accept that the laws of quantum mechanics simply fail. They needed a way for that physical information to survive the evaporation of a black hole. In 2012, researchers proposed a highly violent solution called the firewall hypothesis. Instead of a smooth, invisible boundary, they suggested the event horizon is actually a solid, raging wall of pure energy. If a firewall exists, anything falling toward the black hole would be instantly incinerated at the edge. The atomic information would stay on the outside, slowly leaking back into the universe, solving the paradox. But that solution creates a fatal flaw of its own. Hitting a wall of fire directly violates Albert Einstein's theory of general relativity. This foundational model of gravity mathematically guarantees that a person in freefall should experience a perfectly smooth, unnoticeable crossing at the event horizon. The edge of a black hole forces quantum mechanics and relativity into a direct, unsolvable war. Both scientific pillars have been proven correct in almost every other scenario, which means our current model of reality is missing a crucial piece. We are left looking at a perfect, impenetrable vault. Absolutely no signal, light, or data can ever cross back over the event horizon to tell us what is happening inside. We are permanently cut off from the answer. But hitting this dead end is actually pushing physics forward. Because these impossible contradictions exist, scientists are being forced to invent entirely new mathematical frameworks to explain them. The math required to solve black holes is leading physicists to a strange conclusion. The concepts of space and time might be illusions, a byproduct emerging from a deeper, hidden structure in the universe that we cannot yet see. The true purpose of the event horizon is to prove how weird the universe truly is. It shows us exactly where our knowledge ends and points directly to how much of reality is still waiting to be discovered.